Coach E here. I'm so glad you joined me. Today we're going to talk about public speaking and how you can become a better public speaker. So hopefully after this video, you will be able to take some of the tips, the framework I give you, and start implementing it today to improve your public speaking. I meet so many of my clients who are just terrified to speak in public, and they've allowed this fear to really grow and to be something that they just run from. They try to avoid public speaking at all costs. And I help them walk through that, because what you need to know, and one of the main things that I think is important to get across at the beginning, is that public speaking is a skill. You are not born a good public speaker or a bad public speaker. Along the ways you might have had, instances or experiences that have kind of made you a little bit more scared to speak. I think we can all remember, I know I can, being called on in school and not knowing the answer and feeling that rush of adrenaline, feeling that heat in the body, that fear to speak. I know for me, I didn't read as well as some of the other kids in class. So when I would get called on, even in middle school, to read out loud, I would just feel that anxiety all over. And so I think we can all identify with those feelings, whether you had some or more. I think all of that does come into play as to whether you feel like you're going to be a good public speaker or whether you are a good public speaker or not. But you do have to understand, and if we're going to move forward with improving this skill, you have to move from that fixed mindset of I am not a good public speaker or I don't speak well in front of people, and you got to change that script, that internal dialogue, to this is a skill I can practice and learn and develop, and this is a growth mindset. So moving from that fixed mindset, I don't want you saying to yourself anymore that I am not a good public speaker, that whole story we can build up and tell ourselves. You want to move more towards growth mindset, in the idea that public speaking is a skill and you can practice it, you can work on it, and you can become more confident, more calm, and have less anxiety when speaking in public. Does that sound good? So you can just hit stop on the video, hit like, hit subscribe, comment. That could be really where you need to start today. You don't have to implement all these strategies all at once. Usually I work with my clients for 2 months to 6 months on developing this skill. So take your time with the things I'm going to introduce to you today. Shifting from fixed mindset to a growth mindset, to me, is one of the first things we need to do. It's like that foundation for improving public speaking. Now, the next thing I use is a 4-step protocol. So I did not create this myself, but I have been using it with my clients as my curriculum. And it's from the military. So the military developed this protocol for, tactile forces, for larger missions, when they're going in to do something that's scary and hard and it's life-threatening. So the protocol is really a fear protocol versus a public speaking protocol. But because so many people feel so much fear around public speaking, I have found it really, really helpful with my clients. So I will give you this framework. You can start to think about it and see how you can implement it into your life. I'll finish with that 4-step protocol. The one thing I want to get across before that, beyond the fixed mindset, beyond the growth mindset. So now we're in a growth mindset. We know public speaking is a skill. You do have to understand that there's like some technical things that can improve your public speaking. And I'm guilty of all of this. I am not a perfect public speaker by any means. I do love communications and I studied it, but I'm not perfect in this field at all. But one of the things we want to look at are those nonverbal communication that we give, gestures with our hands. We want to look at our filler words. So filler words are like so, as, if, all these words that we don't really need. What I like to teach my clients to do, and all my clients usually every week have homework, so they film themselves recording a speaking prompt. You can do this yourself. Then watch the video, all right? Or you can work with me, but you can do this yourself. Watch the video, and I want you to count how many filler words you use. Then each week we work to improve that. So if you have like a 3-minute, I just used a lot of filler words right there, by the way. If you have like a 3-minute video and you have 37 filler words in it, then the following week, if you have another 3 or so minute video, then you're trying to have 30 filler words. So just small little steps towards progress, taking all the fluff out of the way we speak. What do you replace filler words with? This is the hard thing to do, but you need to shut your mouth. And I use the breathing techniques that I use with my stress management clients. Breathe through your nose. Take a breath. Take a pause. Because it's very important to understand that speaking too fast is hard for a lot of people to understand. You need to slow things down, and how we slow that down is to pause, take a breath, think about what you're about to say, and then say it. A lot of times the pauses will then start to take place of those filler words, making you sound more clear, more confident, more calm. It also will make you feel more calm, more confident, more clear, because you're not mouth breathing and speed talking the entire speech. You're slower, you're calmer, you're grounded, you're using your diaphragm to breathe through the nose. You'll see if you hold your mouth open and start to breathe, you're going to be shallow breathing more. Shallow breathing is not good for anxiety. Breathing with the diaphragm, breathing low and slow is good for stress management, to keep yourself calm and grounded. When you shut your mouth and breathe through your nose, you're more likely to use that diaphragm. So I do get into a little bit of the physiology of breath work with my clients, because it's going to help you, A, decrease anxiety and stress leading up to any big speech you have, but also during the speech itself, it's going to be that tool, that internal way to manage your stress, not an external way to manage stress, but that internal way to modulate your energy and manage stress. So the breathing is so important. You have a lot of stuff. I know I just gave you some of those softer skills, some of the technical things about public speaking that we get into. But today I'm going to finish with that 4-step protocol.